for me, these are 6 things that I do from the onset. Once I found out that this is something that I need to deal with on a long-term basis. First is to exercise regularly. We started out by going for badminton games at the end of the week, and I even bring her along until she cannot climb the steps anymore, and it becomes not possible to bring her. Then I switched to taking walks around the neighborhood, having my own form of exercise. The second thing you need to do to care for yourself is to take time to read. I think reading for own growth, as well as reading to keep informed of the illnesses or situation that you're in. I believe that adequate information and learning from others, proper responses will allay most of the fears and the uncertainties that we face with our loved ones concerning whatever that they're going through in their life at this moment. The third one also came out in the cloud of words, that is to get adequate rest. If you are a caregiver, you need to rest. So what I did is that I followed my wife's schedule. When she sleeps, I sleep alongside with her. Because when she's awake, I have to be attentive to whatever she's going through. So you may have to even change your schedule, and sleep later and wake up earlier or whatever, so that you can have the rest that you need. The fourth thing I did was to keep a journal of blessings and a journal for reflection. I feel that this is something which is fundamental for your own sanity. There are some emotional and maybe spiritual struggles that you will go through in the course of becoming a caregiver. And some of these things you can talk to God, but some of these things you cannot talk to people. So the one avenue of expressing yourself and talking about the frustrations is to write it down somewhere, and reflect on it. And that helps. That is a great help for me over all these years. The fifth thing I do is to occupy myself with something that provides meaning for me. I've been in the full-time ministry for over 35 years in 2 different churches. And the bulk of our ministry is actually pastoring, preaching, and teaching. So even though I retired, I make it a point to be preaching in churches at least once in 2 weeks. And of course, thank God I was asked to or invited to do so. So because this is meaningful for me, other than just looking after my wife, you have to find some meaning for yourself in what you do. So just in this year alone, I preached in 11 different churches over about maybe 30 times, up to the end of this year. And then the last thing I feel it is important as you care for yourself is to please ask for help when you need to. At the beginning of the illness or the condition, because it is new and fresh, a lot of people will come in to help you. But you realize that at the end of the day, when the thing wears out, when the thing is prolonged, and you know that it's not just a short journey, it's going to be a long journey. You will probably find that you might not have as many people with you or near you, or even willing to do what they wanted to do in the beginning. And I think the sense of us caregivers feeling that we are alone in this journey, or we are alone fighting this battle, is a very real one. You will probably feel a certain sense of abandonment and being neglected or being sidelined, because you cannot actually live your own normal life. You are living your life to look after somebody else. So I would ask my children and my siblings to stand in for maybe 1 to 2 hours if I really feel that I need to take a break. It means going out for a walk, or you could be going downstairs for a cup of coffee, just to get away from the situation that I'm in. And maybe I'm feeling frustrated with it. And this is what I think is important. Don't be afraid, finally, to ask for help.
Yeah, cry. Just cry and cry and cry. Seriously, I cried a lot. But usually either in the middle of the night or even in church. I think I cried a lot, and I want to tell everyone that I think God gave us tears for a reason. So just cry when you feel like crying. It really, really helps. That's my first advice. Don't keep it inside your heart and bottle it up. I think the worst thing you can do is suppress it. So just get it out. Yeah, after crying, ventilate. Okay. The second thing I would say is getting counseling. I would not be ashamed to tell you that I sought counseling. There is the professionals are really good. They know what they're doing. And also going to someone who doesn't know you helps also. You can pour out everything to that person, and you know that the person is professional, and nothing will come out from her mouth or his mouth. It's all professionally done. There is also the risk when you tell your deepest, innermost stories to your friends. Sometimes it's just human. They just leak out, or like just blurb up, or like out of like kindness, or they might indiscretion, they might say something, then they might misinterpret things, and like it's not nice. So second thing is seek counseling. I mean, it really helps. The last one that I want to say is that what I found was that I realized that since I'm the caregiver, so I make all the decisions, and all the decisions have consequences, and I live with the consequences. So even when very kind family and friends were to come to like tell me a lot of advice, and even sometimes being insistent on their way, so I will just kindly tell them, even people as close to me as my own brothers, I tell them, go, let me make the decision, because I'm going to live with the decision every day. You are not, I am. So even if I make the decision wrong, let me make the decision wrong, and let me do it my way, because I'm going to live with it every day, not you, me. So I always have a double veto voting when it comes to deciding anything for my mom and my dad or my husband. And that's how I kept things in control, my way. I mean, I say it my way, it's not to be selfish, but I'm really going to live the consequences of my decision every day. And if I don't agree with your decisions, I'm going to live with it every day. So please understand me, and even if I'm wrong, let me be wrong. I'll U-turn back and go your way. But let me try my way. Thank you very much.
We do have a special C2C, Caregivers to Caregivers program for young caregivers. Exactly recognizing that we need something that's customized for young caregivers. But I would say this as well, our two programs, the other two programs, 12 weeks program and the 8 weeks program, we are increasingly seeing a lot of young caregivers attending as well. And I think it's actually good for them to understand what caregivers, who are from the older generation are going through. So I think while you can sign up for the Young Caregivers program, there is also advantage to be part of, a normal community of young and old. In fact, we have some people as young as secondary school joining us, and from the sharing, it seems that it does help them as well. So yes, we do have a targeted program just for young caregivers. People don't realize it. When we organize such a long training, 12 weeks or 8 weeks, there's a reason behind it. Because when they come together in a class for 12 weeks or 8 weeks for that matter, when they learn that they can share openly in a free space, I think what they get out of it is that they know they are not alone, and they know that within the class or in the class, that is the support group that we have, and that's what we encourage. But we know that it doesn't happen all the time. Many of our classes doesn't stay together. So CAL as an organization, we try to be the support group for everybody who is a caregiver who have gone through our program. So we are trying to organize support activities, respite care and so on for them. But we also have a special program called Caregivers for Caregivers. It's a 12 months program. So the idea is that for caregivers who are really very much alone, maybe their support group is no more there, they can opt to attend this program for 12 months. The idea is that we want to bring them together on a 12-month journey. They meet once a month, but hopefully at the end of 12 months, again, they have the chance to bond with other people, and they want to stay together as a group. Now, this is actually inspired by small group ministry, actually. So the idea is really to have them find a company of people who are just like them and who can support and help them along in the journey ahead. Yeah, so definitely, yes, there are such support groups available within CAL itself.